Hello, boys and girls. Today we'll be working on Module 7, Lesson 12. This is taking tape diagrams or applying tape diagrams to what we've been learning in the last few lessons. First, we will use tape diagrams to help us understand the picture, not just the numbers, and then eventually we'll just look at numbers, okay? So please get started with me on number 1. It says, draw a tape diagram to show 1 yard divided into 3 equal parts. So there's 1 yard and 3 parts, okay? Maybe I label it here as 1 yard. And then I could label each one down here 1 foot, another foot, and another foot. So I'm really showing 2 things with this tape diagram. I'm showing 1 yard, and I'm also showing 3 feet, okay? So then letter A, 1/3 of a yard equals, I'm going to color in just 1/3 of this. 1/3 of a yard equals how many feet? 1. Okay. I am going to, oh no, I'm not going to erase. Never mind. 2/3 of a yard. So now I'm going to color in 2 pieces. 2/3 of a yard equals 2 feet. And 3/3 of a yard. So now the whole thing is colored in. That is 3 feet. All right. Number 2. So we're taking it now from 1 yard to a couple yards plus a few extra. So go ahead, you'll draw 1 yard. I'm going to go ahead and label it 1 yard. I'm going to draw another one. If you want to, you could also label that as 1 yard. And then we have 2/3 more. So I'm going to give it 2 more, okay? So here I have one yard plus 2 more pieces. This, and what you could do is you could label it 2/3 of a yard. It is not the whole thing. And then you will see at the end 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet. All right, on to the next one. Draw a tape diagram to show that 3/4 of a gallon equals 3 quarts. All right, we know that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. We've been working on that during Module 7. So here I'm going to color in 3 of those pieces. 3/4 of a gallon equals 3 quarts. So maybe then on the bottom, I just show you and make it as obvious as possible what it is I'm trying to show you. All right, draw a tape diagram to show 3 3/4 gallons equals 15 quarts. So here we go, 1 gallon with 4 quarts. So I'm going to say under here 1 gallon. Now I need 3 of those. Okay, and so I'm going to label each one 1 gallon. And then 3/4 gallon. So I'm going to label I'm going to have 3 more pieces. And I'm going to say 3/4 of a gallon. So I have 1, 2, 3 gallons, just like it says here, and 3/4 more of a gallon. And then I should have 15 quarts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 gallons. Another way to solve this with numbers, which we'll be looking at more on the other side, I'm going to bring 3 3/4 gallons over here, and I'm going to turn it into quarts. We've been working on this a little bit using numbers to turn it into to convert the measurement from one unit to another, in this case gallons to quarts. So here I'm going to take 3 times 4, because in each one of those gallons is 4 quarts. So 3 times 4 equals 12. Plus, now I'm going to take that 3/4. I'm going to just take the 3 part of it though, because I don't have all 4 quarts. I just have 3 quarts. So then 12 plus 3 equals 15, which is what it says over here, 15 quarts. All right, number 5, we'll be looking at feet and inches. So solve the problems using whatever tool works best for you. So you might draw tape diagrams, you might use numbers. I am going to go ahead and use this picture. 1/12 of a foot. I'm going to color that in. This is 1/12. I know it's 12 because I'm looking down here. It's 12 pieces. 1/12 is just, 1 inch. And then half a foot. Okay, so looks like this is the half line. Half a foot equals, I know it equals 6 inches. And then how many twelfths is that? That is 6 twelfths. You'll remember 1/2 equals 6 twelfths. You'll remember our multiplication tool where we would say whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So times 6 works for both top and bottom, which is why 1/2 of a foot equals 6 twelfths of a foot, which helps me see how many inches there are in 1/2 of a foot. Letter C, we've got 1/4 of a foot. So I'm going to erase this time. All right, let's see, 1/4. So I'm dividing it into 4 pieces. So here's 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, and 4 piece. So in just one of those, I have 3 inches, and that would be considered 3 out of 12. Now again, you'll remember that multiplication tool. 1 times what equals 3? Times 3. Whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. So there's 4 times 3 equals 12. So those work. That 1/4 of a foot is equivalent or equal to 3 twelfths of a foot. All right, let's keep moving on here. Oh, we got a few more just like it. All right, well, this time I'm going to use equivalent fractions instead of using that picture. So 3/4 equals how many twelfths? How did I go from 4 to 12? I multiplied by 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, have to do to the top. So that becomes 9 twelfths. 9 twelfths of a foot equals 3/4 of a foot, which equals 9 inches. Next one. So many twelfths will equal 1/3. Okay, so here, remember multiplication and division are like the other one backwards. Okay, so 12 divided by what equals 3? 4. So what divided by 4 will equal 1? 4. So 4 twelfths and 4 inches. One more. 2/3 equals this many over 12. So times 4. We'll do that to the top as well. 8 twelfths and 8 inches. All right, on to number 6. So now we've worked with pictures, we've worked with equivalent fractions, and so now this is really where you could use one of those strategies, write it down, draw it out. You could use mental math, okay? Whatever works for you. I am going to split this into 2 pieces. So I'm going to have 1 yard, and I'm going to have 1/3 of a yard, okay? Now 1 yard equals 3 feet plus 1/3 of a yard equals 1 foot, which will be 4. This is my strategy. Again, if you have a different strategy that we've been working with, we have the pictures, okay? We drew more pictures up here. We practiced drawing pictures. Or we've got these equivalent fraction kind of things, okay? If that makes more sense to you, go for it. All right, so here we go. I've got 4 yards. 4 yards will be, let's see, in each yard there are 3 feet. So that will be 4 times 3. So that will be 12 feet. And then 2/3 of a yard is 2 feet. So 12 plus 2 is 14 feet. If you're drawing a picture of it, it might look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, where each of those is 1 yard. and you're dividing into 3 pieces. So each 1 yard has 3 feet. And then you have 2 more pieces for the 2/3 of a yard. So then you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Lots of ways to get the same answer. I love that about math. All right, 2 gallons to quarts. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So 2 times 4 will give us 8 quarts. And half a gallon, so half of 4 quarts will give me 2 more quarts. So 8 plus 2 equals 10 quarts. If you're drawing a picture, it might look like this. Here I have 1 gallon. Here I have another gallon with 4 quarts, and then I have a half. So it's going to have not all 4, but just 2. Okay, and then I count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bada bang, bada boom. All right, continuing on here, we're changing gallons into quarts. So 7 times 4, because 1 gallon has 4 quarts. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 3/4 of a gallon will be 3 quarts, equals 31. All right, hopefully by now you're getting the hang of it. Looks like we've got a few more examples in feet and inches. We'll just do letter E and F to finish us up here today. All right, 1 foot equals how many inches? That would be 12 inches. And then half of a foot would be 6 inches. Add those together, you should have 18 inches. All right, 6 feet would be 6 times 12. If you're not sure of how much that is, you might do multiplication over on the side. That is 72. And then half is 6 more inches. So here we have 78 inches. Sound good? All right. So this was lesson 12. At this time, you'll go ahead and do the homework and then check your answers with your parents. All right, see you later.